Okay. So everyone, and especially Keiko, but everyone, welcome to the explanation. Everyone, welcome to the explanation of the method of Life Language Bootcamp.
Okay.
So from my observation, Japanese people have 3 problems in terms of speaking English. 3 reasons why Japanese people can't speak English.
Okay.
So one reason is the flawed process. There's a wrong process how people learn the language. The next reason is the mental block. Like people try to speak but can't speak somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the second reason. And the third reason is that you cannot continue.
Yes.
And looking at it deeper, if we look at the process, now let's take an example. If you want to learn a bike, if you want to learn to ride a bike, yeah, jitensha nori, yeah? If you learn to ride the bike, yes?
Yeah.
Now, how do you learn to ride the bike? Of course, you go to the library, you get lots of books, and then for many months you study how to ride a bike, and then you read, and then you study physics, balance, and after 3 months, well, after 5 years, you get balance. And then you ride the bike. No, not at all.
No.
Actually, you have to get on the bike and ride.
Yes.
And try.
Try.
And you need to try again and try more. And then you can ride the bike. Yes?
Yes.
That's number 1. So the first thing with English, if you want to speak English, you need to speak English.
Oh, yes.
So in Japanese system of school, mainly the school system and at workplace, it's not enough speaking and listening of English.
Yes.
That's the number 1 problem.
Yes.
The second part, now, if you want to learn a bike, yeah, who do you ask for help? Somebody who doesn't know how to ride a bike?
Who?
Yeah, who do you ask for guidance?
Maybe father.
Father, yes, or mother.
Yes.
But father or mother, they can ride a bike, yes?
Yes.
You don't ask another friend who doesn't yet know how to ride a bike. Yes?
Yes.
So in Japan, there are many teachers in the school, like in elementary school and high school, who actually they're not comfortable with speaking English themselves.
Yes.
The teachers, maybe they know how to write, they know how to read, but they're not very good with pronunciation. They're not very good with speaking English. Yes, maybe they feel some anxiety when it comes to English. So this is one guidance that is not so good. The second guidance that Japanese people are looking are the native speakers. People who come to Japan often with no qualification on how to teach a language. Often they have no education.
They have no education?
Native speakers coming from Australia, from England, from America, they come to Japan to teach English. But many times, they know, of course, to speak English because it's their native language.
Yes.
But many times, they have never learned another language. They only speak one language. And also, many times, they haven't studied deeply the process, how people learn another language.
Yes.
So many times they don't have theory and they don't have practice with language learning. Not with themselves, not with other people. Yeah? So this is the lack of guidance, I see. Yeah? So this is the one problem, is the flawed process.
Yes.
Yeah? Now, the second reason why Japanese people can't speak English is a mental block. One reason is the lack of confidence.
Yes.
Many times I meet Japanese people, very accomplished, successful, very successful people who are very scared of speaking
Yes.
because they don't have confidence in their ability. And for Japanese people, it's a little bit different than it is for example, Americans. If Japanese person speaks English to a 70 or 80%, they have no confidence. If an American person speaks Japanese of 3%, they have a lot of confidence. Yeah? So
Yes.
Japanese people generally don't have confidence unless they're perfect.
Yes.
It's called a perfectionism.
Yes.
Yeah? So unless you're perfect, you don't try. Yeah?
Yes.
This is one reason.
Yes.
Now, another part of the reason are the limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs.
Really?
Can you read what is here on the slide? Read the second. First one, Jishin. Jishinが思い込み。はいはい。思い込み。Limiting beliefs.
Limiting beliefs.
Yeah, let me write it for you. Just a moment. Let me just write it. Here, please read limiting beliefs.
Beliefs.
Beliefs, yeah?
Beliefs. Okay.
Yeah. And even notice often Japanese people can't hear beliefs. The f and l are two difficult letters for Japanese people to hear.
Yeah.
Believe. Yeah. Believe.
Yes.
Yeah. So these are the limiting beliefs.
Limiting beliefs.
Yeah. Thank you for asking. Very good. You're a very good learner. Now, the limiting beliefs are many, but two are main. For example, I give you an example. So I can start a conversation in 15 languages.
15?
I can start a conversation. But for example, Spanish is fluent. My Spanish is fluent. I can speak Spanish very, very good. Very well. But in terms of Chinese, for example, Chinese, I speak very, very little. Just a few sentences. But I can start a conversation with a Chinese person so they understand me. I can produce sounds of Japanese of Chinese language, and I can produce sounds of Dutch language. I can produce sounds of Norwegian. I can produce sounds of German, Italian, French, so of different languages, yeah. And I can start a conversation. Now, many people think when they hear that I'm very talented for languages. Talented. I know, Karu. Talented. Talent.
Yes.
Talent, yeah? So many people say that I'm very talented for languages.
Okay.
Also, I spent quite a little time learning Japanese, and my Japanese is quite okay, although I spent very little time with Japanese. So one thing that I do, I spend very little time learning. 少し時間がかかるだけ。I spend very little time learning, but my results are quite high usually. So little time, high results. But this was not always like that. Before, when I entered high school, I started learning German. And when I started learning German, it took me 6 years to learn almost nothing. So after 6 years, I couldn't speak for 1 minute in German. 1 minute. Nothing. I couldn't say 5 sentences one after the other in German. I knew many grammar rules, and I learned some vocabulary. I could understand words,
Yes.
but I couldn't understand speaking, and I couldn't really talk. After 6 years of studying. So I thought of myself, I lost my talent. That's 才能がなくなったね. So I thought I lost my talent. And then I went traveling, and when I was traveling, I met a coach, a learning coach in America. Coach, a learning coach. Yeah, learning coach. And when I met her, she taught me how to learn. So I went to Spain, to Mexico, and I could learn Spanish in 10 weeks to a point that I could speak. Not perfect. I didn't study any grammar, almost no vocabulary, but I could speak for a whole day in Spanish. Yeah. So this was what I achieved in 10 weeks. And then after 6 months, I was fluent. Yeah. And the interesting thing about Spanish was that when I became fluent speaker, I started studying grammar. So I started studying Spanish grammar and reading about it. And that was amazing because then I could write much better. So grammar study is very good especially for your writing.
Yes.
Of course, not for speaking.
Yeah.
Because in speaking, you don't have time.
Yeah.
You cannot pause and think.
Right.
It doesn't work this way. In speaking, you have to be automatic. But with writing, you can think and you can make beautiful sentences if you know grammar.
Yes.
So grammar is good, but not for speaking. Yeah. So then that's how I learned Spanish. Now, many people believe that some people are more gifted for languages than the other. More gifted, like a moto saino ga aru, more gifted, like get a gift for languages. But in fact, I don't believe that's true. I think this is true for running, for speed running. If you want to run 100 meters, people are different. Not everybody can be Olympic athlete on 100 meters. I believe that. Also for drawing, if you want to be a very good artist, not everybody is the same. But language is completely different. Language, you and me don't differ a lot. 違いがあまりないです between you and me and somebody else. Like, for example, my friend, he is 70 years old. He is my coach also and friend. He's 70, 70歳です. He's 70 and he speaks 19 languages. 19言語、流暢できます。He's really great, but his talent is same as mine and same as yours. That there's no talent really for human beings. It depends on the species when it comes to language. Species in Japanese, you say shu. For example, human beings, we have 10 language, 10 ability, like number 10 out of 10 talent. Then monkeys, maybe 7. then cats, maybe 5. And then fish, maybe 2 or 1. So the language ability or language expression depends on the species, not each person. It doesn't differ much. We are more or less all the same. But the language is complex.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Because that's it's complex because it's been created for many years, many thousands of years. So there are many words, there are many structures, many things to remember, many things to learn. This is why children take a very long time to learn a language. You know, very long time. And here's the second belief. People believe, like, what do you think? Who is better for languages? Children or adults?
Children.
Wrong.
No?
No. Every serious study has proven that adults are faster in acquiring the language than children. 例えばね、私の場合、私は多分、私の自分の日本語に、500時間か、多分700時間勉強しました。はい、それは全部です。500? いや、自分でね、それ学校じゃなくて、でも自分で700時間ぐらい勉強しました。If a child studies for 700 hours a language, they learn almost nothing.
Yeah.
The thing with children is that they spend a lot of time and a lot of attention on that. And they want it a lot.
What?
Want it. 欲しい.
Want it.
They want it because they want to talk to friends.
Yes, yes.
That's why they want to talk.
Yeah.
But adults, we are much more capable of learning the language than children. So this is very important. The beliefs, to accustom the beliefs with the reality. So these are two. Everybody has a perfect language talent. And adults are much better in learning the language than children. Yeah. These are the two important beliefs. Can you trust me on that?
Yes, I try.
Good, try. Yeah. And you can Google that, and you will find many studies. In particular, there was a study in Israeli University. Many studies, many papers proving that.
At the English school.
No.
English class.
Many papers, like books, and like written papers, the scientific papers.
Yes.
Proving the connection, yeah, for the like children or adults learning ability. It's proven many times that adults are better. Now let's go to the next one.
Yes.
Here's a very important one.
Yes.
When people start learning a language, it takes time. Now 90% of people quit learning a language within 2 weeks. Before 2 weeks. Only 10% of learners actually continue daily practice on the day 14.
Yes.
90% they finish at the Nikabozu, like 3 days, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah? And one reason is because they get bored. Or they get too busy. Like you start learning and can't learn. Or there's no clear goal. Or there's no habit established.
Yes.
So these are the 4 pieces.
Yes.
And then people don't continue.
Yes.
Can you see the same with yourself?
All.
Great.
All of them.
So now, these are the 3 reasons, yeah, why Japanese people don't speak English. Number 1 is the flawed process. Number 2 is the mental block. And number 3 is that they cannot continue.
Okay.
Now, we thought very deeply when watching our students, we thought, what are the solutions that we think are best solutions to tackle the problem? And here they are. For the first problem, when it comes to the flawed process, what we think is very important is that you speak every day. Every day speaking is the perfect solution for this problem. However you do it, but every day speaking is important. Now, also, it's important to have a coach, like a language coach, who provides you a learning menu, exactly what to learn. That's the second part, second solution. So that you have a customized plan, what to do this week, what to do next week, then do this, then do this, then do this. Very important.
Yes.
Now, in terms of the mental block,
Yes.
one thing that you need to do is you need to spend time with foreigner.
Yes.
Native or not native, not so important, but spend time with foreigner. And the second part that you do as for the mental block, you need a coach to coach you through the mental block, like through the limiting beliefs. So that coach introduces you another aspect, another perspective, another view, give you information, and also coaches you so you can have a breakthrough. Oh, search for Pokemons. Okay.
Okay.
So this is very important, yeah?
Yes.
Now, the last one is the how to continue. So one way to continue is to have a friendly community of similar people, like for example, Ruriko and then Masako-chan and then Chieko and then Yoko-san. They were all together learning. And it's so good because they could meet each other, they could support each other. And in similar way, everybody wherever in a group, when a group is friendly and it's with good relationships and everyone learns the same language, it's very encouraging. This is one. The second solution to continue is is to have a short and sweet program.
Yes.
For example, don't set yourself to study 1 hour. That's a very long time. Set yourself to study, for example, 4 minutes. Yeah, do something for 4 minutes every day. Yeah, or do something for 20 minutes, but short space and interesting, sweet material. Interesting material, short material every day.
Yeah, it's good.
That's short and sweet, yeah?
Yes.
And then the next one is create a clear goal for the program.
Yes.
So create exactly, I'm going to spend so many days or so many months, and on the end, I'm going to do this. Very clear goal. And the last one is outsource the habit creation to a coach. So don't try alone. Have another person who's going to help you create a habit, not yourself.
Yeah.
This is very important. So these are the 8 solutions.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
And now I'm going to stop the recording.